this is the intriguing story of Jowie, who some years back was enjoying life and luxury. Now he is in big trouble.
That the first accused person before this court, being Joseph Kuria Irungu, alias Jowie, shall suffer death.
My son is innocent. Na hajakosa yote, hajaua. Kuna kitu ninaamini, kuna a God of a second chance. Na atamtoa. Na ndio unaona niko na nguvu sababu Mungu mwenye ninaamini ndiye atamtoa. He is like Joseph. Joseph alidhulumiwa hivi na Mungu baadaye alimtoa. Na hata ninaamini sasa atamtoa.
Known to many simply as Jowie, his life took a dramatic turn in 2018 when he became the prime suspect in the murder of businesswoman Monica Kimani. In this video, we shall look at the life of Jowie from childhood, schooling, and career. Before we continue, kindly like this video, subscribe to our channel and turn on notification. Thank you so much. Now guys, let us dive in. Some years back now, one could believe that Jowie would end up in prison in future. It is true that life is full of challenges. This story explores the life of Jowie, tracing his roots from a promising career in security to the center of a criminal investigation that captivated in news for a while now. Joseph Irungu hails from Nakuru County and grew up in a modest family. Jowie pursued his education in Nakuru. The judgment delivered by Justice Grace Nzioka on February 9th, Jowie was found guilty of the murder of businesswoman Monica Kimani in 2018. Joseph Irungu hails from Nakuru County and grew up in a modest family. Jowie pursued his education in Nakuru. Details about his early life are not clear, but it is known that Jowie pursued his education with a focus on security management, reflecting an early interest in the field. His academic journey laid the groundwork for what was to become a career in private security. Jowie's career trajectory saw him working in various capacities within the security industry. He worked in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, where he was employed as a security officer. This international experience was often highlighted as a testament to his proficiency and expertise in security matters. The trajectory of Jowie's life took a dark and unforeseen path in September 2018 with the murder of Monica Kimani. Monica was found dead in her apartment in Kilimani, Nairobi, a case that quickly became one of the most talked about criminal investigations in Kenya. Jowie, then the fiancé of popular TV presenter Jacques Maribe, was arrested and named the prime suspect in the case.
I don't wish to say anything, I'll just say go read John 8:32, for you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Thank you.
The prosecution's narrative painted a grim picture. Jowie was accused of using his expertise in security to gain access to Monica's apartment, where he allegedly committed the crime before fleeing the scene. What followed was a high-profile court case that saw Jowie facing charges of murder, thrusting him into the limelight for all the wrong reasons. After being released from prison, Jowie ventured into music, releasing his first gospel song, Nishikili, which was followed by other numerous songs. Jowie also revealed he quit alcohol after his time in prison and was focused on serving God. Jowie's arrest and subsequent trial were marked by intense media coverage and public fascination. Every development in the case was scrutinized, from the evidence presented by the prosecution to the defense's argument that Jowie was innocent. Throughout the legal proceedings, Jowie maintained his innocence. His defense team argued that the evidence against him was circumstantial and that he was being wrongfully accused. The case against him was characterized by delays and controversies, including debates over his bail status. After spending significant time in custody, Jowie was eventually granted bail, a development that marked a significant turn in his legal battle. Jowie found guilty of murdering Monica Kimani. After 6 years in court, Jowie Irungu was found guilty of murdering of businesswoman Monica Kimani in 2018. In a judgment delivered by Justice Grace Nzioka on February 9th, Jowie was found guilty of the murder of the 28-year-old businesswoman. Justice Grace Nzioka said Jowie stole the ID, armed himself with a gun, carried a kanzu, gained access, and murdered Monica Kimani.
In my very final conclusion, join me in listening to these wise sayings on murder. 1. In the act of murder, One person's life ends, but countless number of lives are forever impacted. I will read again. In an act of murder, one person's life ends, but a countless number of lives are forever impacted. Secondly, murder leaves behind a trail of shattered dreams and broken hearts that can never be healed. Murder leaves behind a trail of shattered dreams and broken hearts that can never be healed. I have said the accused person before me is 33 years. The deceased was 28 years. Thirdly, the act of murder is a heinous crime that challenges the moral fabric of society and demands justice. And so it is not just a loss to the immediate family. Of course it is in the highest degree, but it's a loss to the society when one is killed unlawfully. And so, based on everything I have said, I have ordered that the first accused person before this court being Joseph Kuria Irungu alias Jowie, shall suffer death as provided for the offense of murder under section 204 of the Penal Code of Kenya. Unless that sentence is lawfully set aside by a court of competent jurisdiction. That is the order of the court. Thank you.
All this evidence leaves a strong conclusion that Irungu murdered Monica Kimani, judge said. The prosecution has proved beyond a reasonable doubt. Making the ruling on Friday, Justice Grace Nzioka said the prosecution has adduced sufficient evidence and has met the threshold. The person who killed the deceased did not intend to give her even 1 minute to survive. It is my considered opinion and finding that the perpetrator intended instant death, Justice Grace Nzioka said. Nzioka said the first accused person had a know-how on how to kill. Justice Grace Nzioka said Jowie knew Monica Kimani prior to her death. She said the issue arose because the evidence of the first accused person is that he did not know the deceased at all prior to her death. It is the finding of this court that the evidence by the first accused person that he did not know the deceased prior to her death is untenable, insincere, and it is an afterthought, and it is false. Justice Grace Nzioka said, the court finds that the first accused person was known to the deceased because they were together at Kenya Polytechnic. They were in the same class taking the same course.
Okay. A right of appeal is a constitutional right which the accused person should feel free to exercise. Is important. You are entitled to the proceedings, the judgment that the court will deliver on today's judgment. And when the file was brought to me, and I'm sure by now my judgment, it was actually available the same day I delivered before 7. So just ask the Honorable DR to give you the proceedings and the judgment. I've always said that my judgment is never accessible until I've delivered. My judgment on sentence is here. As I was delivering, I could see quite a bit of typo. So it's just an issue of polishing it. You should have a copy. I'll sign a copy before end of day, and you should have a copy. Okay? So unless there is any other person who is addressing the court, may I have the last bite of the cherry? First and foremost, please allow me to sincerely thank all of you, and that means the parties in the matter, the members of the public, the press, for the support you have given this court. I took over this matter from my brother Justice Wakiaga, and as much as I know there has been a bit of complaint that he's taken long, we did the best we could. We lost a bit of time during COVID when activities of the court slowed down, but take it from me, when you look at the way this matter, and I'm not blowing my own trumpet, I have no reason to, but one thing we must appreciate, that this matter was being had alongside other matters. And let me say something that probably you wouldn't know. When I was presiding in the criminal division of the High Court here in Nairobi before I was transferred, I did a prison visit at the Nairobi remand, and those inmates took me on this matter. And their question was, kwa nini unakimbiza kesi ya Jowie na Maribe na walituacha hapa na uendeshi kesi yetu haraka? I didn't realize that we were moving fast with this matter. So for the members of the public who have felt that when we talk about only 6 years, it's also important to consider that there are other matters. And so please, we are not making an excuse for anything, but it's good to just make an understanding and, of course, apologize for any inconvenience that may have been caused by any delay in the hearing of this matter, but set the record clear we did the best we could. And so I thank you for your support, because other than the time we had a bit of challenge when I think Professor Nandwa had a personal issue, all the time the lawyers were in court, and we were able to move on. I have not had a disruption in this matter. The press, I must really congratulate you. I have not had to summon you here to say, what did you report? Except recently, which I will not talk to, but maybe I should. When I was reported to have said something which was said when I was still driving to this place, and I was still on my way here. You know, you must also choose the battles to fight. But what I'm saying is that, generally speaking, I really want to thank you. I know you are quite a number of you, and you are understanding, but I've not had any reason to complain that you have not reported these matters factually correct. So thank you very much. Please keep up the good job you're doing. For the rest of us, thank you for coming, supporting the judiciary as it were. Your patience with us is highly appreciated. And with that, I wish you a good day for the rest of the day. For our staff, the court assistant, and of course, my other good friends. I can even see one whom I've worked with for a long time, the gentleman there. Tumefanya kazi miaka ngapi? Over 10, eh? Please don't say anything more, they'll start guessing my age. Okay. So thank you very much, court assistant. Unless we have any other matters that are before the court, I would request then we officially adjourn the court.
Monica's body was found at her Lemuria Gardens apartment, which is located on Kitale Lane off Dennis Pritt Road in Kilimani. Jowie and Jacques Maribe have been on trial since 2018, with the prosecution having called 35 witnesses. The defense did not call any witnesses. The justice also said there was corroborative evidence as to the clothes that Jowie Irungu wore when Monica Kimani was killed. Corroborating evidence is evidence that strengthens or confirms already existing evidence. The evidence from a witness, Pamela, indicates that when Jowie left the house, he was wearing a white shirt with patterns, a maroon cap, and brown shorts. My findings are that there is corroborative evidence as to the clothes that Jowie was wearing on the material date, Nzioka said. In her ruling, Nzioka also said that Joseph Jowie Irungu was in slain Monica Kimani's house. The judge said there was enough evidence that Jowie was the last person seen with Monica at her Lemuria Gardens house. Jowie had accessed the estate Monica lived in using an identity card belonging to another person. It is the finding of this court that the first accused person was in the deceased house on the material date, and he was the last person to be seen with the deceased. We have come to an end of this video. We remind you once again to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and leave a comment. Thank you so much for watching our video up to the end. Let's meet in our next video. Goodbye.